Good afternoon. This is David Binder with Petros Homes. And as we continue to navigate through these uncertain times, we're doing our best to showcase our homes, communities, and features through virtual media. Today, what we want to do is share with you some of the building practices that Petros Homes adheres to that distinguish us in the community as industry leaders and contribute to our reputation for great value and quality. Chad Enders is our project manager, and he's going to explain to you some of these details, and we're going to walk through the home and see what they are.
Thanks, David. So what I'd like to do is talk about a couple things. Start from the basement and work our way up, just to show a few things that we can do or what we do for you. We go with a poured concrete wall. So we have additional concrete rebar. We have rebar in here, vertical and horizontal, and it's an 8-inch thick concrete wall, and it can get thicker as we get taller. We also do a GMX waterproofing system on the outside that's flexible spray, and then we use a dowel board, which is the blue board. It doesn't accept moisture, and it's about a 1-inch thick piece of insulation to protect that waterproofing, as well as gives you some additional insulation factor. So the next thing that we do is, after the foundation, we do inside pour. So we do an interior concrete pour, and what that allows us to do is have a controlled environment. That controlled environment gives us the ability to heat the area as well as cool it with fans, so that that moisture and that concrete can cure properly. If we do an open pour, what it does is the sun can get to it, we get additional cracks, and then you don't get a very good finish. So we do that as a benefit to the customer. The other things that we do steel beams and columns, no wood, everything is steel, to give you additional support and strength. It also allows us to span farther, so you have less columns in your basement for that finished basement. Another thing that we include is our I-joists. In this house, because of the openness of the home, you can span farther with the I-joist. And so we use that in this particular structure. We also do a fireproofing on the basement level, and that's that shiny membrane over the sides of the I-joist, and that allows us to keep the space open. We don't have to drywall it for fire rating. What we can do is then leave this open for access to your mechanicals in the future, if you ever need to get to those. So those are a couple benefits from the foundation, and then we'll move our way up. So our stairs, they're all built in a shop down in Amish land, and each one is built custom for each home, because each height and each floor plan is slightly different than the other. So we do this particular one. You can see this is actually a carpet grade, and you can see how nice those are. And they're kind of built like a cabinet shop. So Dave, if you can turn around and point to these stairs, I'll point to them. So you can see the pocket hole jig here and here. So they actually screw together like a cabinet, and then all these areas are glued to minimize squeaks. And this, we protect them, we have oak treads, and then we cover those through the process so they do not get damaged as we are going through the construction phases. Another neat little feature is that the floor that we have here is called Advantage. In Ohio, we have a lot of moisture. We get rained on. Big homes take a while to get under roof. They get rained on, they get snowed on. This floor is outstanding. It is glued with Advantage glue onto a 3.5-inch I-joist and then screwed into place. It's going to minimize squeaks. It's also, with the I-joist, gives you a very, very flat floor. So if you're doing site finish, you're doing tile, if you're doing LVT flooring, you're gonna have a beautiful surface to lay this down on or put subfloor on. Or,
yeah, these floors repel water and unlike OSB, will not swell and shrink.
correct. You can see the swelling, these are the seams, and the space is required for expansion contraction, but you can see how tight those are, and if you had other subfloor, you would actually see areas that are bowed up and swelled up at the seams where they come together. And we don't have that with this product. And we find great, it works great with site finish floors because it doesn't accept the moisture and we don't have contraction issues.
Phenomenal consistency.
As we go. Now another thing that we do is in kitchen areas, in some bath areas, we use an LSL stud. And what that is an engineered stud. And what it does is gives you a straighter area, surface area. So it is a straighter stud, it gives you a straight wall, so that when we're putting our cabinets up, we're having a relatively perfect wall to have our cabinets go against. So with a standard stud, no matter what, it will have a little bit of a crown, no matter what. And what this does will cut that out of it. It'll eliminate it. And it gives us a nice square kitchen, as well as showers, when we're doing tiled walls.
And unlike a lot of builders out there, our interior walls at Petros Homes are 16 inches on center.
Correct. We do everything 16 on center. Now the paint that you see, we did not get vandalized. That is actually not graffiti. It is our structural, our framing checks, and we go through to make sure all your options are in, and we double check that everything is placed in its proper position. We'll move upstairs for the last two things. We do engineered trusses, and a couple benefits to that is that we can get larger spans without, because with dimensional lumber, if you stick frame a roof, you will find that you have to have more bearing points and you may have less of an open area that you can create in your custom home. It also allows us in these areas that we loft to give us as much thickness as possible to give you the insulation. So when we get to our insulation stage and video, we will show you that how much more insulation space we can get in there. And we are now looking at an R49 requirement for the energy code. And if we don't use these trusses, if we use dimensional, that insulation gets squeezed at the eaves. So by us doing this, it gives us that lift, and it shows you how much more space you can have to give you the full insulation level. So those are the few things that I have that we do at Petros Homes that makes us a little bit different and a little bit better than the next guy.
Thank you all for tuning in. Our whole team is here to assist you with your new home needs, be it here at Four Seasons or any of our fine new communities. We will also build on your lot, so contact us about that as well. For more information, please visit our Facebook page. You can see this post run again and also see any upcoming future posts. You can call me directly at 216-870-9025 or email me at dbinder@petroshomes.com. Everybody stay safe and have a wonderful week. Thanks for watching.